Hello, everyone. Today we are doing lesson 55, which is the review of lessons 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And we will be reading chapter 6, the lessons of love, section 3, the relinquishment of attack. All right, let's begin. As we have already emphasized, every idea begins in the mind of the thinker. Therefore, what exists in the mind is still in it, and from what it extends, it knows itself. The word knows is correct here because the Holy Spirit still holds knowledge safe in your mind through his impartial perception. By attacking nothing, he presents no barrier to the communication of God. Therefore, being is never threatened. Your godlike mind can never be defiled. The ego never was and never will be part of it. But through the ego, you can hear and teach and learn what is not true. You have taught yourself to believe that you are not what you are. You cannot teach what you have not learned, and what you teach, you strengthen in yourself because you are sharing it. Every lesson you teach, you are learning. So what that's talking about, folks, is that all thoughts begin within our mind, and our beliefs are attached to our thoughts, and we project out what we believe in and what we think we know to be true. That's what we project out. And that's what lets others know what it is that we do know or don't know. What we project out is what they witness. And it's talking about how Holy Spirit resides within us. And when we turn to him for the truth, that we are getting a direct connection to God in those moments. And that everything that we are extending to our brothers at this time are our ego beliefs. And that's what we strengthen for ourselves, is the egoic beliefs we believe in. All right, let's move on. Paragraph 2. That is why you must teach only one lesson. If you are to be conflict-free yourself, you must learn only from the Holy Spirit and teach only by him. You are only love, but when you deny this, you make what you are something you must learn to remember. I said before that the message of the crucifixion was, teach only love, for that is what you are. This is the one lesson that is perfectly unified because it is the only lesson that is one. Only by teaching it can you learn it. As you teach, so will you learn. If that is true, and it is true indeed, do not forget that what you teach is teaching you. And what you project, or extend, you believe. So this goes right back to what I was just talking about, folks. How we are extending out at any given time what it is we believe to be true. We project out what we believe to be true on the world around us and on the people around us. So everything it's talking about here is, in order to be completely free of conflict, to be at complete and utter peace within, we must go within the Holy Spirit and only share what he shows us to be truth. Only in doing that are we completely free of all inner conflict. All right, continuing on. Paragraph 3. The only safety lies in extending the Holy Spirit, because as you see His gentleness in others, your own mind perceives itself as totally harmless. Once it can accept this fully, it sees no need to protect itself. The protection of God then dawns upon it, assuring it that it is purely or perfectly safe forever. The perfectly safe are wholly benign. They bless because they know that they are blessed. Without anxiety, the mind is wholly kind, and because it extends beneficence, it is beneficent. Safety is the complete relinquishment of attack. No compromise is possible in this. Teach attack in any form and you have learned it, and it will hurt you. Yet this learning is not immortal, and you can unlearn it by not teaching it. So what this is talking about, folks, is our safety lies in extending Holy Spirit and only Holy Spirit to our brothers. And by asking to see and to hear with His eyes, His vision, and His hearing, this allows us to perceive the truth of who our brothers are and where they are at on their journeys. So, in giving forth and seeing this truth, we recognize that we don't need to attack. All we are doing is speaking truth. The truth needs nothing to bolster it up, to hold it up. And our brothers can either accept it or deny it. And we're completely safe from all forms of attack when we own and understand that we are coming from complete and absolute truth. His truth, not our own. Holy Spirit. And any time that we want to judge another for any reason, to attack them in any reason, we are attacking ourselves. We simply have to choose and choose again and choose differently this time. All right, continuing on with 4. Paragraph 4. Since you cannot not teach, your salvation lies in teaching the exact opposite of everything the ego believes. This is how you will learn the truth that will set you free, and will keep you free as others learn it of you. The only way to have peace is to teach peace. By teaching peace, you must learn it yourself, because you cannot teach what you still disassociate. Only thus can you win back the knowledge that you threw away. An idea that you share you must have. It awakens in your mind through the conviction of teaching it. Everything you teach, you are learning. Teach only love and learn that love is yours and you are love. So once again, folks, this is talking about extending only what it is that He is showing you to be true. And in extending this lesson learned, extending this truth, this healing, you thereby get it back. As you give it, you receive it. You reinforce that this is the truth for you. And in so doing, you build up your faith and trust and belief. And it's through this form of sharing that you build conviction for the truth. All right, that was Excuse me. That was Chapter 6, The Lessons of Love, Section 3, The Relinquishment of Attack. Let's move on to the lesson of the day, which is Lesson 55. All right, Lesson 55. Today's review includes the following. 1. Lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for His beloved Son. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand His Son. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see the witnesses to the truth in me, rather than those which show me an illusion of myself. So, what this is talking about, folks, is that when you start looking at everything that you are thinking and believing to be true, and you go within to Holy Spirit and ask Him for what it is that it is the truth of what you are thinking, believing, perceiving, and experiencing, that He will show you the truth of what it is that you're doing. And as you are shown the truth, the lies you've been believing in will fall away. They'll stop being there. So what it's talking about here is coming to understand that everything you think you know and believe is an illusion. It's a lie. And you have to go within and ask for the correction, ask for the truth of what it is that you are seeing, that you're experiencing, that you're perceiving. All right, moving on to Lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is anything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of His Son. It is my own attack thoughts that give rise to this picture. My loving thoughts will save me from this perception of the world and give me the peace God intended me to have. So it's continuing on with the theme that everything that you see out there is the opposite of being loving. It's judgmental, it's angry, it's bitter, it's hateful, it's vengeful. Because everything is an attack on everything else. Everything is a picture of attacking. And it's our own thoughts and beliefs that give forth the rise of these pictures, these perceptions that we have. Continuing on. 3. Lesson 23. I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. Herein lies salvation and nowhere else. Without attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I will see a world of peace and safety and joy, and it is this I choose to see in place of what I look on now. So, It's pointing out that until we are willing to give up our attack thoughts, our egoic beliefs in these judgments and lies that we've been taught to believe in to be true, that our salvation lies in giving those thoughts up, giving up those beliefs. And when we can give up those beliefs, when we can look at them and see them for the lives that they are, and that everything that we've been thinking and believing to be true has been a lie, we are then able to forgive those that we have up until that point judged as being this, being that. And it's only then where will we receive the safety of being at peace and having joy and happiness in our hearts, of wanting to extend love. All right, continuing on. 4. Lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interests. How could I recognize my own best interests when I do not know who I am? What I think are my best interests would merely bind me closer to the world of illusions. I am willing to follow the guide God has given me to find out what my own best interests are, recognizing that I cannot perceive them by myself. Okay, folks, what this is talking about here is recognizing that you do not know what's best, not for you and not for anybody else. And nobody else can ever know what is best for you or for themselves, ever. Period. Only Holy Spirit would know this. And you have to recognize that you don't know a damn thing. You can't know. Anytime you think you know, you are tying yourself closer to the illusions of the ego. It's only when we choose to actively follow God's guide for us, which is Holy Spirit, that we will be able to find out what is in our own best interest, because He will show us always. But we have to go to Him first. Continuing. 5. Lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. It is for this that I believe the world is for. Therefore, I do not recognize its real purpose. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose by withdrawing the one I have given it and learning the truth about it. Okay, folks, what this is talking about here, and I'm going to go straight to this first sentence. To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. What it's talking about there, folks, is how we are taught to believe everyone around us is nothing more than a resource, a vending machine to get something from, that we are supposed to give only to get. The only time we give and give freely is when we have an expectation of getting something in return. And that is ego-mindedness. That is wrong-minded thinking, that it does not go with Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is you give to receive what you are giving. You do not give to receive or to get back. There's a difference with the intents there. When you give freely with Holy Spirit. You have no expectations of getting anything back but what you are giving, which is simply truth and honesty and healing. That's it. When you give with your ego, you give in the expectation of getting something back for it. whether it's giving money, time, advice, whatever. And that's what it's talking about, is we are taught to use everyone and everything around us. And that's what this world was for and has been made for. And that's not what its real purpose is. And that kind of belief and thinking is what makes this place terrifying to all of us. All right, that was lesson 55, a review of lessons 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I am determined to see things differently. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. And I do not know what anything is for. And chapter 6, the lessons of love, section 3, the relinquishment of attack. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sabrina Reyenga. Hugs, love, light, and blessings to all of you. Please do the work. I sound like a broken record, I know. I can only talk about what I've experienced, and I can only talk about the truth. And all I can do is keep begging and pleading with you to please do the work. Heal thyself, my brothers. Heal thyself. Healer, heal thyself. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. Once again, my name is Sabrina Reyenga. Hugs, love, and light. Namaste.